Hi guys, welcome back to Wentworth Life. My name's Craig, and if you're new to the channel then hit that subscribe button right now for all future updates. And if you stick around until the end of the video, I will be responding to some of your lovely comments from my previous video. And if you would like to connect with me on Instagram and my other social media pages, then check out the description box below for all my links. So, Linda Miles, also known as Miss Smiles. She's been in the show from the very beginning. I think originally she was always only ever supposed to be a recurring guest character. But as the seasons went on and on, she started becoming more of a pivotal character in the series. Miss Miles has a big gambling problem and does favours for the prisoners in exchange for money. She's never been caught doing these dealings, but she did get suspended once. I think it was way back in season 2 after Frankie was attacked in the garden project. But apart from that, she's always managed to stay one step ahead. Now, pretty much every officer in Wentworth is no better than the inmates, but Miss Smiles, I think, is the only officer who hasn't actually crossed certain lines that other officers have done, i.e. Mr. Jackson burying someone alive. Now, Linda has seen it all. She's witnessed the aftermath of Ferguson's ganging back in season 4. She was taken hostage in the yards by the women during Ferguson's kangaroo court in season 5. And during season 6, she was helping Costa to run an illegal fight club, which ended up resulting in a fight going too far, and Drago was killed. In season 7, she became acting deputy governor, but she sadly got sucked in by evil Sean Brody's scams. She ended up owing a lot of gambling debts, and I think for the first time we did see a very vulnerable side to Linda, who was just in too deep. And by the end of season 7, Miss Miles was taken hostage during the big siege and was subjected to threats and witnessed the deaths of 2 of the inmates before being forced to dress up as an inmate herself, being dragged up to the roof with the rest of the inmates. But luckily, Linda did survive the siege, but she was with Greg Miller later on when they discovered that Boomer had killed Liz. So now that we are all caught up, what is next for Miss Officer Miles? Well, I think if anyone will end up on the wrong side of the bars, it could be her. I mean, let's face it, she would be an ex-screw on the wrong side of the bars, but she's helped the women with all their scams over the last 7 seasons, so I suppose she may actually be welcomed into 1 or 2 of the crews. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's just remember that Miss Miles was in the big siege. So maybe in the new season, Miss Miles will try and change her ways in the new season. I mean, maybe she's not going to, become the perfect officer, but maybe she'll try and change her ways. But maybe she might struggle after the siege. Maybe she'll feel the pressure from new general manager Anne Reynolds. Maybe this will spiral her gambling debts even more out of control. And let's not forget that the Freak is back, and the Freak pretty much knows everyone's secrets and their weak spots, including Miss Miles. And this will only add to the pressure for Linda. Now, maybe by the end of these last 2 seasons, Linda Miles will triumphant over everyone and become the new governor. Maybe Will end up dead, Jake will be arrested, Vera will end up on the wrong side of the bars, and Miss Miles will become governor. What do you guys think? I think that would be pretty amazing after everything that's happened. But also, wouldn't it be really nice if we finally got to see a bit of a backstory to Linda Miles? Now, last season we did get to see the backstory of Boomer, so maybe now, before the show does come to an end in these next 2 years, maybe it's time we got the backstory to Linda Miles. I mean, has she ever been married? Divorced? Are her parents still around? Does she have any family? Does she have any siblings? What was her upbringing like? Was she abused by her father? What turned her into a gambler? Does she have any history with Derek Channing? And has she ever wanted children? Now, these are some of the questions I would love to see answered in the new season, but let me know in the comments box below, what would you like to see in regards to Linda Miles' backstory? Do you guys have your own theories? If you do, let me know in the comments box below. I'll be interested to see some of your theories. And seeing as we're on the subject of comments, it's time for some comment replies. So we have John Bob. I wish they can bring back Drago from the dead because she was a very interesting character with a very interesting backstory. Thank you for your comment, John. I have to agree with you. It's a shame that Drago was killed off so early on. She was a very interesting character, and she was definitely one to watch, and she was very dangerous, and she was kind of like Mari's puppet, wasn't she? So it would have been interesting to see what would have happened if Drago had turned on Mari. That would have been so good. But yeah, I wish they kept Drago around for a bit longer, maybe for like half of season 7. But, oh well, never mind. Thank you for your comment, John. We have Kenny Ojlo, Crazy Eyes. Sorry if I said that wrong. Do you think Maxine will ever come back? Pick me for your next comment in your videos. Well, here is me picking you. And I would love for Maxine to come back. I mean, I felt her exit was a little bit rushed after Bee's death. I don't know what was going on behind the scenes. But I'd love to know, or at least have an update. It would be nice to know that she survived her treatment and she's now out. And wouldn't it just be lovely if she just came back and visited Boomer? Just a little, even if it's just a guest appearance. Come on, guys, bring Maxine back. She was a very popular character and definitely one of my favourites. So yeah, I'd love her to be back. Thank you for your comment, my lovely. And we have Stephanie Hill B, because she was the only one who really cared for the women of the prison. And I think between Bee, Rita and Boomer, they would take down the Freak. That way Bee and Ali can have the happy ever after, because both of them deserve it. Oh, thank you for your comment, Stephanie. I mean, if I was to pick a character that we could bring back from the dead, it would definitely be Bee. Because even though she was in it for the first 4 seasons, I felt that we didn't get to see enough of Bee as top dog. I mean, she was triumphant in season 3, and then they brought it down a peg, and she was obviously going through clinical depression and everything, and it would have been nice to have seen her rise back to the top for at least another season or 2. But yeah, I mean, I'll personally never be able to get over Bee's death, and it's just a shame. But thank you for your comments, and thank you all for your lovely comments. Keep them coming, and maybe next time your comment will get featured. But so on this video, let me know in the comments box below what are your theories on Miss Miles' backstory. And if it's good enough, I will feature it in my video. So thank you all for watching, guys. I will see you next time.